A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing people out there to my channel. In this channeling session, the Divine Masculine is actually requesting to the Divine Feminine to go out on a date with him. And he is convincing her through many ways, through many lines, through many statements. I see a Divine Masculine in this. I see actually two Divine Masculines and two different Divine Feminines, but both of them are on a very similar energy, and it's like they are requesting the DF to go out with them, to like give them some time because they really want to spend some time together, but the DF is not convinced. She is not fully convinced with it, and she's not very excited about it. So he is saying a lot of those, like when you want to make your kids eat food and you do all those, like not all of you would have kids, but you have noticed that some parents, when they want to make their children eat food, they make the food or they present the food in such a manner that it is some kind of an adventure. Some of them try it like a game, some of them try to give them stories, some of them give them things like this will be really good for you, this will be very healthy for you, and things like that. And there is some kind of comedy also in that. Now, it is not exactly the same, but definitely there is some kind of comedy in this. There is a lot of sense of humor in the way the Divine Masculine is convincing the DFs, because he is trying his level best, but it's not like they are angry or mad at each other. They are both in a fun mood, but the DF is kind of distracted to her own things, and she is telling him that I'm not free, I'm not available, and what I see is that she's actually genuinely saying that. It's not like she's shooing him away out of ego or out of some old grudge or something. She genuinely is like, I don't have time and I'm very busy and I have to do this, I have to do that, and she's telling him the list of things she has to do. In fact, he can actually see that she is very busy, but despite all of this, he's like, please don't do this, let's go out. So before I get into the channeling completely, fully, I would like to say that this situation that I'm seeing is for a certain type of collective who have reached a certain space and a certain stage. If you guys are struggling in your twin flame journey, any one of you, then you have to work on yourself individually. Sooner or later, if you continue the inner work, which is the most important thing for ascension journey, whether you do it individually on your own, or you find a coach or a teacher or a healer, it is impossible without the grace of the Guru. Without the true master, the ascension journey is impossible. Even if you reach somewhere, but it will not have that value. I also want to say that living under the same roof with someone is not union. Because this journey is about mission and about your work on planet Earth. I have been connecting to some people who have told me that they are working for humanity and they have a mission to serve the planet and they are doing certain things, which is really good to know. But when you have to serve other people, or when you are here to do mission work or humanitarian work, then it's very important to forget about who you are, your own identity. You don't do it for your own benefit, like buying stuff, buying cars, buying this, buying that. And the DF that I have channeled right now, in this channeling, she is a person who has the mission work is very important for her. Very, very important. It's like her utmost priority. And she has been in the phase where she made the Divine Masculine her most important priority. And she felt that she didn't get anything from that. She gave him everything. She prayed him like a god. She put him on a pedestal. And in the end, he just walked away, walked all over her and moved on. Went up to someone else. And she saw all of this. He not only went up to her, someone else, but he also said a lot of mean things to her, which obviously he said because he did not know any better. But then that gave her a very strong soul shock. When you get a soul shock, when any feminine gets a soul shock, and I see some people have written down those messages, those comments also in some of the videos, that I don't care about this person, I'm not going back to this person, I don't want to do this. My point to you is that you don't want to go to them, you don't want to take them as an option, that's fine. But at least you should forgive yourself and them. Forgive yourself for making the mistake of not having that type of judgment and having insecurities for being abandoned or having those wounds, because you chose this journey. Before coming to planet Earth, you yourself decided to be on this journey. You made those templates possible. You literally chose your parents, you literally chose your family, depending on what your upcoming work on planet Earth was and what was your mission and what were you here to do, all those things. And a lot of twin flamers, I call them twin flamers, actually volunteered to be on planet Earth during a time when the pole shift is happening, during the time when the Earth is going through a major change. And that's why you see on a global level the economy is crashing. And nature itself has taken control of many things. Earlier, you could say that the people had control or the corporation had full control, but now the corporations don't have the full control. So even though in this channeling, I see there is a lot of fun element from the side of Divine Masculine. And Divine Masculine also means well because he has understood his mistakes, his discretion was not there, and he misjudged the Divine Feminine, and he also had his wounds to heal, and he also learned the lessons. So obviously he didn't have it easy either. While you got a soul shock from the Divine Masculine got the soul shock from many other situations and circumstances which put him to that perspective, put him to that one-on-one proper calculation, this time with the emotions, the correct emotions, with emotional intelligence. They figured it out that Divine Feminine is the one for them. So now they do not have that ego when they have to convince her. Earlier they used to have a lot of ego if they would ask her for a date or say send a good morning message and she did not reply on time. He would take it to his ego, he would take it very personally. Oh, she didn't reply to me, what is this, she's being such a this, such a that. Or he would take revenge with her, from her, like he would not be nice to her. If she would reply, he would not reply for another 4 hours. They would play these very stupid games, very weird games. Or if she would not say certain right words or do certain things for him, he would completely misconstrue it and have his own imagination that she is not the good person, and then there would be fights and this and that. This is something that is a common scenario for many people where the DM misunderstands the DF. So when you get a soul shock, I'll tell you what a soul shock is and how it works. When you get a soul shock, because of the soul shock, you ascend. You get it's like you're pushed and pulled at the same time. You shake up from within. You shake up so badly that your illusion is gone out. You are very clear. So the Divine Feminine gets very clear that look, I have some self-respect also. I cannot keep acting like a doormat for someone. I cannot keep acting like a person who's always available, leaving all her... I used to be available, she thinks. That I used to be available, I used to treat him like a god. We would make a plan, I would go out on a date with him, like say that we'll go out on a date with him, and in the last minute he would disappear. He would vanish and he would not even reply to my messages. And after 2-3 days later, he would come back to me and say, oh, I'm so sorry, I slept off. I dozed off. So you took 2-3 days to realize that someone had made a plan with you and you had to meet somebody. So these type of wounds actually put the feminine into perspective, into the right perspective, that her time is very precious on this planet. She cannot be giving up on this time just for a date or for a movie or for a pizza or for a burger from a person who had actually, ill-treated her so much. So though she has forgiven him, and there is no anger as such, it's not like these two feminines who I see, they don't carry any grudge of the past, but that has actually taught them a very big lesson. And then when the divine masculine chose the karmic patterns or the karmic relationships, he also got major soul shocks, and that woke him up, and that made him realize that my DF was very, very nice to me, very, very loving to me, and I was a fool to treat her so badly. So now he has no ego in, going up to her, and now he doesn't even see it like a bad thing if she's saying, no, I don't want to go, I have some work, or I'm not feeling well. As much as he can, he will try. He will do it. He is doing it in this channeling. I see him doing it without any ego whatsoever. So that is the change that has come up, that she has self-respect and he has lost the ego. And to make her happy, like to cheer her up, because she could be busy with some work and she's thinking like this, that, maybe I should go, I should not go. So he is trying to like make her happy, and he says that, ever since I've looked into your eyes, ever since I've looked at your face, ever since I've talked with you, I am wounded. You talk about your wounds and this journey, because both of them now understand, by now they understand that they are on the ascension journey. So he is telling it to her that you talk about all the wounds and this and that, but the biggest wound you gave to me when you looked into my eyes, and that wound I love. He's not saying that I complain for that wound. He's saying I love that wound. And I know you must be having many admirers and many followers, around you all the time. That's why you don't have time for me. Obviously, you don't want to go out on a date with me, because of course you have so many people who love you, so many people who, want to be with you. People are like around you all the time on social media, here, there. Like, why would you go with me? So he's obviously saying this in a fun way, in a sarcastic way. He's just wanting to pull her leg. And he's saying that, please, make me yours, like, make me your secretary, make me your assistant, like, do whatever, like, and I will rock your world. I will rock your world. I will take your destiny to the next level. Make me the moon, make me the sun of your world. And I will, convert it into the biggest galaxy ever. He's just saying those things with a lot of love, but at the same time, there's that cuteness and a lot of, you might say big words, but you also have a lot of love behind it. Some people just say big words, but there's no love. In this case, and he has learned the art over a period of time. He has learned the art to be nice to the feminine, because in his case, there were also major wounds in the matriarchy, because he was always very pampered and very overprotected, and he was always like, mother was always around him to take care of him, to do everything for him, or sometimes it became like a overbearing thing also for him, or the father figure was always like, everyone was always taking care of him. So that's why there is this complete opposition on the other side, because as I have said that the feminines are facing abandonment issue. So from abandonment versus overprotectiveness, overflow of love, these are the areas they had to work on. And that's why he's an escapist, because he always had many options, many things he would be given, that, okay, you can do this to keep yourself happy, you can do that. If you don't want to eat the dessert, then you can have the chocolate pudding. If you don't want to have the chocolate pudding, then you can have that dish. There is a lot of options that he was raised with, but with time he has realized the only option that matters to him is the DF. So he is saying this to the DF, that my thirst, it's like my thirst or my feelings, it will not get satisfied if you just look at me once, or if you go out with me on a date once. I want this for the lifetime. I want it for forever. So it's not that I'm requesting you for this time that come out with me, let's do this, let's do that. But this one time is not going to be enough for me. Okay. So why don't you just take out some time, just 3-4 hours. 3-4 hours is not long that I'm asking for. Let's just take a break and, go out from this busyness that you have created. I respect your work, I respect your routine, I respect everything that you're doing, but I also have some plans. We can go and have food in a nice restaurant, we can go and watch a movie, if nothing else. If we can just go for a ride, we can go for a long drive. If you don't want to do anything, we can at least sit close to each other. I can sit next to you. He just wants to be next to her, like, when you really want to sit next to someone on a couch, you want to watch a movie or something like that. And he's saying that, please, I'm not like other guys. You must be thinking that I'm also like all the rest of the people you met, but I'm not like that. I am different and I really love you. And I also have enough money. So he's also trying to, like I told you in the very beginning, how parents, they cajole the kids and they say, even if it's a simple food like basic bread and butter, but they will make it sound like it's some kind of a, super dish or something. So he's saying that I have money and we can travel the world, we can do this, we can do that. I can do the smallest thing for you or the biggest thing for you. And, before I get love fever, I get love sick, not being with you, please don't do this to me. Just spend some time with me, Naya. Why are you being so busy and difficult? Come on, I love you. And throughout this conversation, the DF doesn't say anything. It's like she's just listening to him and she's just nodding and she's like, yeah, okay, I'm listening to you. She's not reacting at all, in fact. So he's just very chirpy, very excited, and he's going on, yeah, we can do this, we can do that, we can go here, we can go trekking, so he has a whole lot of options for her, the things that he wants to do. But she is like, okay, she's just looking at the options. And this is where this channeling ends. And thank you so much for being here with me, and keep spreading one love, and peace out.